Before I got into the wine business, I was a bit alarmed at how complicated everything seemed. I, like you, don't like to look foolish. But what I quite quickly discovered was that there's actually an awful lot of crap spoken about wine by people who want to make it seem a bit more difficult than it actually is. So now my mission is to show you how wine works and to demonstrate how simple it can be. To do that, what I'm going to look at is all the flavours in a particular wine, and I'm going to tap into its DNA so that we know what it is we should be looking for. In so doing, I'm going to make a fake wine. I'm then going to try and pass that off to Kerry, my wife, as the real thing. I must just take time out now to stress that this isn't how real wine's made. Real wine is just about two ingredients, grapes and yeast. The yeast reacts with the sugars inside the grape, ferments that into alcohol and transforms simple grape juice into wine. That's why the flavours change from those of just a grape to sometimes savoury flavours like asparagus or herbs, to other fruit flavours, apple, pear, peach, and even to sweet flavours like honey and marzipan. The flavour we end up with in the wine glass will depend on a lot of factors, the main one being what kind of grapes we use and where they were grown. Starting with white wine, the key to white wine is freshness. It's all about refreshment when you think about it, and the trick is to balance that vital acidity the wine needs with a good weight of fruit. It's all about playing sweet against sour. Now, time to start making the fake wine. To get that sourness, that acidity, I'm going to use a bit of lime, give it a good squeeze, and I'm going to use a bit of lemon. And then, in terms of the weight of fruit that's going to balance against that sourness, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to look at the label. It'll tell me the main characteristics of this wine. This New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc has got an intense aroma of lychee and grapefruit with a burst of kiwi and apricot on the palate. So I can just start with the lychee, the grapefruit. That's going to make it nice and sharp. The kiwi, that'll add a little sweetness, and the apricot. Because they've got the skins on, there should be a little bitterness that we can draw from that, which will balance the wine a little bit more. But you, like me, will know that this is just a fruit cocktail now, and it's not going to fool anyone that it's wine. I'm going to have a little taste of the wine to see what it is I'm missing. Great, screw cap. New Zealand wine, easy to get into. I'm going to smell it and taste it. Straight away I get a smell, and do you know, it reminds me of this morning on a humid day like today. They just cut the grass. I was walking through the park and that smell that I get in the wine glass was there. Cut grass. So to replicate that, I'm going to use a little bit of green pepper. And the other thing I'm getting, of course, is alcohol. That's the main reason why anyone drinks wine, of course. So I'll just add a little vodka, but not too much. And to intensify that feeling of refreshment and freshness, I'm going to add a little ice. And finally, secret ingredient, this wine is nice and ripe and rich, so I'm going to add a couple of jelly babies. I'm going to shove the lid on, and then I'm going to whiz it up. You do not have to be a master of wine to be able to tell that that looks nothing like wine at the moment. But what I have got handy is this. Some muslin cloth. I got it from John Lewis. And I'm going to strain the pulp through there. And already some clear liquids coming through. And I reckon within half an hour I'll have enough to be able to fill a glass and hopefully full carry. But until then, all we can do really is hope for the best. The end.